My best friend snapped, "We don't need you." So I built my own empire and left them with nothing. The day my best friend looked me dead in the eyes and said, "We don't need you anymore," I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I just nodded, picked up my bag, and walked out the door. But here's what they didn't know. That moment, that single sentence, it became the fuel that built everything I have today. This is my story, and I promise you, by the end of it, you're going to feel something. Marcus and I grew up 3 houses apart on Delwood Street in Columbus, Ohio. We were brothers, not by blood, but by everything else that matters. Same lunch table since 4th grade. Same terrible rap group in middle school that nobody asked for. Same dream, build something together, build something real. By the time we were 24, we had done exactly that. We co-founded a small digital marketing agency called Elevate Co. Just the two of us, a $600 laptop and a folding table in his mom's basement. We cold-called businesses. We stayed up until 3 a.m. building client decks. We skipped vacations, skipped parties, skipped everything, because we believed in what we were building, and slowly, it worked. Within 2 years, Elevate Co. had 11 clients, a real office, and was pulling in just over $40,000 a month. I was the operations guy, the systems, the processes, the one who made sure everything actually ran. Marcus was the face, the sales, the handshakes, and the charm. We needed each other, or so I thought. Year 3 is when things started shifting. Marcus started showing up to meetings in new clothes I'd never seen, started talking about investors, about scaling, about taking Elevate Co. to the next level. I was excited. Of course I was. But then, the meetings I wasn't invited to started happening. Then, the Slack messages I was left out of. Then, I walked into the office one Tuesday morning and found a stranger sitting at the conference table with Marcus. And our third hire, Devin. "Oh, hey man," Marcus said, barely looking up. "This is Jason. He's coming on as our new COO. COO. Chief Operating Officer. My role, my function. The thing I had built from scratch. I stood there, smile frozen on my face, and said, "Cool. Great to meet you, Jason." But something cold moved through my chest that morning. Something I didn't have a name for yet. 3 weeks later, Marcus called me into his office and closed the door. He sat down, folded his hands, and said the words I'll never forget for the rest of my life. "Look, man, we love you. But honestly, we've outgrown what you bring to the table. We don't need you anymore. Jason's got this." Silence. The kind of silence that has weight to it. I looked at my best friend, the guy I'd eaten lunch with every day for 15 years, and I searched his face for some sign that he felt even 1% of what I was feeling. There was nothing. He slid a folder across the desk. A buyout offer. My 30% stake in the company we built together, valued at just under $80,000. "We think that's fair," he said. Fair. I took the folder. I stood up. I said 2 words. "Okay, thanks." And I walked out. No tears, no shouting, no dramatic exit, just a guy and a folder and a 45-minute drive home where he didn't play any music, just sat in the silence and felt every single mile of it. It's boring. It's not a montage. It's not a movie moment. It's waking up at 5:47 a.m. when your alarm hasn't gone off yet because your brain won't let you rest. It's opening your laptop before the coffee is done. It's calling your 10th prospect of the day and getting hung up on. Again, it's sitting alone in a 1-bedroom apartment, eating rice and eggs for the 3rd night in a row, and asking yourself, is this worth it? Every single night. I took that $80,000 buyout, and I didn't spend a dollar of it on anything that didn't build something. I hired a developer. I built a SaaS product, a client reporting tool for small marketing agencies. The exact kind of tool I had desperately wished existed when I was running ops at Elevate Co. I called it ClearDeck. The first version was ugly. Honestly, it was embarrassing. But I launched it anyway, because done beats perfect when you're running on pain. Month 1, 4 users. Month 2, 19 users. Month 4, I hit $3,000 in monthly recurring revenue. I remember sitting at that folding table, my own folding table now, and just laughing. Not because $3,000 was enough, but because it was proof. Proof that I wasn't done. Proof that one person's cruelty doesn't get to write your ending. I won't pretend it was fast. It took 14 months of grinding before ClearDeck crossed. $20,000 MRR, 14 months of customer calls, refund requests, one-star reviews that stung like a slap, and late-night code pushes that broke everything at 2 a.m. But I learned something in those 14 months that Marcus never taught me. Because Marcus never had to learn it. When you build something alone, you learn what you're actually made of, not what you're made of when things are good. When the partnership is working, when the money is flowing, but what you're made of at 3 a.m. alone, when it's all going wrong. And I learned I'm made of something that doesn't quit. By month 18, ClearDeck had over 400 paying customers across the US, Canada, and the UK. By month 22, I closed my first enterprise deal, a mid-size agency in Austin, $4,800 a month. By month 26, I had a team of 7 people, and by the time I turned 28 years old, ClearDeck crossed $1.2 million in annual recurring revenue. I want to tell you I was too busy to think about Marcus, but that would be a lie. I thought about him. Not every day, but enough. And then one afternoon, my phone buzzed with a LinkedIn notification. Someone had viewed my profile, Marcus Allen. I sat with that for a second. Then I clicked over to his page. Elevate Co., the company he pushed me out of, had rebranded twice. They'd lost 4 major clients, and Marcus had quietly moved on, listing himself as a consultant. I didn't feel joy, I want to be honest, about that, because the movies would tell you there's this rush of satisfaction, this big, ha, I win moment. But what I actually felt was still, like a lake after a storm finally passes. Because here's the truth I had to learn the hard way. The win was never about him. The win was always about me, about proving to myself that I was more than someone else's definition of unnecessary. If you're watching this right now and you've been told you're not needed, and by a business partner, by a friend, by a family member, by someone who should have had your back, I need you to hear this. Their ceiling is not your ceiling. The people who push you out are often the people who are most afraid of where you're going. You don't need their permission to build something extraordinary. You just need to get up one more time than they expect. You too. I'm not here to tell you the journey is easy. I'm here to tell you it's worth it. Every cold call, every sleepless night, every rice and eggs dinner, it's all worth it. And now, I'll leave you with this. Has someone ever told you that you weren't needed? And what did you do about it? Drop your story in the comments. I read every single one.